everyone, and welcome back to Kiki's Magical Place where everything is possible. I hope you guys are having a great day, a great night, wherever you are. Okay, I hope that we're meditating and just standing in our power and continuing to control our reality and let no one control our reality for us. Okay, so I'm going to do some cards today. Okay, some general readings since I already did love readings. Okay, but I just want to talk real quickly about giving your money to psychics, giving your money to people of the psychic industry, the people who are so-called seers and chosers and walking in the path of trying to save you from dying. Okay, that's what I really want to talk about because y'all know if you guys watch this page. And if you guys are new, welcome, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if this resonates with you, okay? This is a page of positivity and uplifting, and we don't bash anybody. I don't care what religion you practice, what your belief is. We don't have any negativity, okay? If you don't like it, you're not a mountain, you can move, okay? So, beautiful people, I just want to talk about my personal experience like I always do. And before we jump into why you have to be careful of who you give your money to and who you trust, okay? Because there are a lot of people out here who are vulnerable, who are naive, who don't know about protection, about energy, about, magic, about spirits. There's a lot of people that's very unaware of these things, okay? And I just feel like it's my duty to speak the fuck up and say something, so I am. And so yesterday, to keep everyone anonymous, I'm not going to say any names, okay? Yesterday, okay, we're going to say this friend. That's what we're going to call friends, okay? I'm Kiki, and I'm really into my friend of what's going on, okay? So my friend was on the phone. She's presently experiencing some issues with people throwing black magic at her, which black magic is very real. If you throw magic at somebody to hurt them and try to kill them and try to destroy their life, that's black magic, okay? That's a whole video for another day, as a matter of fact. So my friend was on the phone because she is currently experiencing these problems that people are throwing psychic attacks at her and throwing very bad spirits to her and her family, okay? And so these people have no remorse. Obviously, they have no emotions and they have no soul. Because people who have emotions and they're moral and they have souls and, and they're conscious, they're awakened or enlightened, whatever word you want to say, you don't try to hurt the human race. You don't try to go and hurt people. She was on the phone. And so her friends, okay, friend two, we're going to say friend two, okay? Okay, mutual friend, that's what we can say. Her friend two called her. And so when her friend called her, now I'm just, I'm just being Kiki, minding my business, going about my night, and I do have a tendency to speak up when something isn't right, and I really don't give a fuck because the truth is the truth. So her friend two, called friend one, and friend one answered. And when she answered friend number two was on a three-way video chat call, okay? So friend two had a relative sister that was on the video call. And the third party that was in the video call was, I can't even say friend, okay? It was entity number 3, okay? Now, if you're someone who's intuitive and if you're someone who's psychic, which I think we're all psychic, all telepathic, we just have to step into it. We just have to clear our chakras to really tune in. I was listening to the voice. And so I'm generally someone that when I hear your voice, I just know if you're being genuine, if whatever. It's just a gift, So so while I'm listening to the voices, I'm not intentionally listening, but that's friend one, that's my friend. So I have to, look around, right? So as I'm hearing the voices, I'm like, what the fuck in the entire whole motherfucking universe is going on here, okay? So let's just backtrack a little bit, right? Because, I have a tendency to just speak, right? Friend 2 was calling friend 1 because friend 2 said that she has a priest or she has some, someone under the lines of the psychic to help her with the problem she's going through. So initially, friend 1 thought that she was on the video call because the guy or the entity 3, okay, the third person in the video call was supposed to pray for her. And but that's not how it went down, clearly, or you wouldn't make this video, right? So she's talking. Now it's a 3-way video call. So the friend 2 is talking, the sister's talking, okay? And you have entity 3 in the background. Now entity 3 is the person that's supposed to be helping friend 1 with the prayers, okay? With the prayers to keep the demons or the negative spirits, or however you would say it, away from friend number 1 and friend number 1's family. So I'm just, on my phone trying to upload my videos on YouTube. And how do I say this without laughing, y'all? Because I'm always laughing. I heard the most disgusting, the most worst, obnoxious, the most hateful, scariest voice that I could motherfucking hear, okay? And if anyone's into the spiritual realm, or anyone's knows about spirits in this, people who have spirits, right? You're divinely guided and protected. Yeah, our spirits do come out and we talk and we say messages, right? Spiritual possession is not unheard of, right? But the way entity number 3 is soon, I can't even say entity opened their mouth. The voice that came from that mouth was not a human voice, first of all. It wasn't a voice as if the spirits that reside with them or with them is a voice of someone who's just trying to get a message known, or, trying to, because sometimes the spirit possesses the human to convey certain messages or whatever. That's just a video for a whole nother day. But the way this foul-ass creature, this entity sounded, it's like when you're watching a movie and you see someone gets possessed, and then in the video the person has such a deep a voice that's not soothing, a voice that's not a healer voice, a voice that's not a happy voice. This was a voice here of, I can't even explain it. If y'all was to hear it, it's you will feel claws are scratching the shit out of you. This voice was so demonic. It was a demonic voice, y'all. And so I looked at friend 1 because I'm a light worker, okay? And I only mess with those spirits that are positive and light, okay? I don't have time to be messing with demons and shit, okay? And I looked at friend 1 bitch, you got to pay attention to me. Look at me, okay? I mean, it's just my duty to say something. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend I don't hear and feel just off the voice that I know that this motherfucker is not a helper you. This entity was not trying to help you. Okay, let's continue on with the story, right? So I'm trying to get friends 1 attention, right? While the video call is going on, okay? I'm hello? I'm that's not him. I mean, that's no and oh. I'm trying to do my little signals. I'm trying to do it the best way possible, without getting loud or without acting boisterous, because sometimes when my spirits come out, if they have a tendency that if you don't listen to what they're saying, they will really come out, and they're not gonna shut up. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. We're all about justice. We're all advocate for the people. We're all for what's right, okay? And if something isn't right, we're gonna speak the fuck up, and if you don't like it, then don't do the wrong thing. And so, of course, she tried to do a little side eye, because she doesn't want to make it obvious. I don't give a fuck. If somebody is not somebody and they're an entity, y'all, you need to hang up. So I automatically knew in my spirit and in my gut, and just the way that I vision this person, I'm okay, no, Kiki gonna have to step in, right? So while friend 1's on the video call, I stuck my head in the video call because I just wanted to see. I need to see, because what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is 2 completely different things than what friend 2 told friend 1 that was going to happen. Now, no shade to friend 2. Friend 2 didn't expect this either. Friend 2 was very surprised at what was going on as well, and her sister was very intrigued by it. Look, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just saying that we need to have enough intuition to understand when people are there trying to pray for us and heal us, than to sit there and try to curse you, okay? Because what that entity was doing, okay, demonic entity was doing, was trying to curse friend 1. Let me continue with my story. So I stuck my head in the video camera as, you know, a usual Kiki thing would do, because, you know, I need to know, like, what the fuck I'm feeling and what I'm hearing. And, you know, as my spirits were telling me about this entity, like, I was, you know, like, if you're empathic or whatever, you get chills, you get bumps, you get goosebumps, right? And when I looked on the phone, you know, I just can't help but to laugh. But when I looked in the phone, all I seen was, like, this entity. And I don't, you know, like, when you're psychic and stuff, like, you see stuff for what they are. So, like, okay, like, if you see a human and you're, like, you have gifts and you're psychic, you'll be like, that's not a human. Because, like I said before, we have many entities walking this earth and they're not human, okay? They're very demonic. They're you know, whatever it is the fuck they are, okay? And so when I looked at that entity, because I can't even say it was a human because it wasn't, I seen it, like, in all black. I seen it. And even though friend number one was telling me how the person or the entity was shaped and whatever, but I seen it for what it was. And I was like, I seen it in all black. It was like an armor suit, y'all, right? Like a black shiny thing. And there was, like, something covering the face. And the way that I heard it and felt it, it was like, y'all, this is hilarious, but it's so true. Like, it was just like I got heavy breathing from this entity. And I immediately, like, took my face back off that camera, because I'm like, I'm somebody that I can't with the entities and demonic and all this bullshit, right? And so this person, from what friend one was telling me, took a while to speak up. So basically, friend two told friend one that the entity wants to see your face so they could read you. I'm somebody. Okay, now everyone does things differently. It's no right or wrong way in spirituality. But I'm somebody, like, I do cards and cigars and I divine and I have intuition. I personally don't need to see your face to read you, okay? I can feel your energy. You know, like, the spirits, the universe, the angels, they talk. Okay, so we don't need to have, like, a picture. Like, yes, a picture helps. A picture does help, right? But again, when you're dealing with people in the realm of the psychic business, where these people are not real and these people are trying to harm you and curse you, you need to be careful who you give out your picture to, your name to, and all of that, because your name is attached to your bloodline. You got to be careful about that. So this entity, because I wasn't about to keep my face in there. Oh, hell no. I don't have to look at that to see what it is, right? And so this entity, from what friend one said, turned off the light, and it was a lady with the entity that I don't know what the fuck she was doing, okay? I guess she was feeding the demon, I don't know. But it was the noises, it was the voice that really caught my attention. It was just the feeling I was getting. And so and the entity called the entity called itself trying to read friend one. So I'm like, I'm sitting around because, like, now this is hilarious to me. Because I'm like, okay, let's see. Because, first of all, friend one got many readings for about 2 or 3 people, including myself. So it's like, you know what's going on. You don't need a reading from an entity. You need, I thought this was a prayer thing. You know, we thought this was, like, going to be some type of praying shit. Like, you know, I pray whatever, da-da-da-da. And that, honestly, I feel like everyone can pray for themselves. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to mess up nobody's shit. But I feel like, what's the difference between your prayer and another person's prayer if it's genuine? Okay? So, this entity starts talking, right? And mind you, the friend too went and told this person. Told her sister about the person. And the sister went and reached out to this person who's actually in another country, not in the United States, okay? All right, I'm not going to reveal any details, so it could be anonymous, right? So he's in another country. The entity's in another country. The sister went and said that this is someone that could help, and she went and told what was going on with friend number one business. So, of course, the entity, or whatever the fuck it was, already knew what was going on. It's not like you just went to the reader and they pull out some cards, they're smoking, or they're just sitting there and telling you what's going on. Now they already fucking know. They know why friend one needs help, right? So I'm like, all right, let me hear what this joker got to say. So the entity really didn't press on anything new that we already knew about the situation of what's going on. The entity didn't, the entity was not reading properly at all. The entity was putting 2 and 2 together. Not even putting 2 and 2 together, because you couldn't even put 2 and 2 together. Was like saying little white lies. And so I'm telling friend one is grabbing my hand, you know, because friend one, she feels very uncomfortable. She's uncomfortable as fuck. And so that's why I told friend one, I was like, listen, you're better than me, because if, first of all, I don't need nobody to pray for me. I can pray for myself. But if that was me in a situation, I'd be like, hey, I'm not comfortable here. Thank you very much for all your help. Friend 12 will call you at a later time, and I will hang the fuck up, because it's called boundaries. You don't let people like that into your energy field. You don't let people like that into your house or anything. I'm a strong believer of that. If I pick up an inch of negativity from you, your ass, boundaries, okay? Hence the reason why people probably can't stand me, okay? And so she's grabbing my hand because she's uncomfortable, and I'm grabbing her hands, and I'm like, get the fuck off the phone, like, you know, like, get the fuck off. But of course, friend one is a little, I wouldn't say naive, but it is respectful to the point where she doesn't want to be rude or anything. But I mean, I feel like you can still be respectful and have boundaries. Like, you can still hang up and have fucking boundaries. So the entity is just talking about a bunch of shit. Now, all right, you said what you said. That's fine. You supposedly read all of that shit. You supposedly picked it all up. This was the shit that had me where I'm like, nah, you about to get off the phone, friend, okay? The entity proceeds to tell. First of all, the demonic voice that I can't even really mock and get is just, I just knew in my heart and in my soul that that was not a fucking person, and that was not a person to help anybody and a healer. First of all, we couldn't even see the entity because the entity was in a dark room. And the entity was doing some type of like swaying, from what friend one said, swaying back and forth. And I believe, okay, let me just say this, the first motherfucking sign of getting readings and for dealing with people in the psychic room, I believe if you're going to somebody to help you from a serious ass problem or serious black magic that you know, I believe that you should be able to see their face. I believe that you should be able to when you go to them, that you feel comfortable, because we all pick up energy. And so I believe that you should be able to see their face, whether it's FaceTime, video call, going to their place. I believe you should be able to see their face. I believe that you should be able to see their face and feel their energy to see who they are, because this is someone now you're putting your life and your situation in a whole person's hand, or entity, in that case last night, entity that you don't know. And so this person can either heal you, curse you, bless you, whatever the fuck they doing. I'm a strong believer of that. If you are a real psychic, okay? Now you have, listen, this shit is big. You have psychics who do show their face and they're fake as fuck. And that's why you have to use wise discernment on who you're talking to. You have to use your common sense, your intuition, because people don't have common sense. They lie too much. They're stuck on lies. So I'm going to tell you an example why even when they show their face, they're lying. Let me just continue this story. So we couldn't see the motherfucker. It was dark as fuck. And the entity is talking in such a demonic voice where I knew in my heart that this entity resides in the dark, clearly. Works with bad spirits. This person is someone who is working not to help people, but to really take, you know, and that's demonic. Devils take from you. They don't help you, they take from you. So the entity proceeds to say the entity was doing some type of laughter, but it wasn't a laughter like no, it was like an evil mahaha laughter, like, yo. And this shit blew my mind. And I'm like, yo, the spirits talk to me in such a way, and they show me things in such a way where I could just even come in here and tell people my experiences and also tell other people that need to know. And so this demonic entity proceeded to tell friend one, okay? First of all, if that was a real reader, they would have sensed my energy. Let's be real. They would have sensed my energy. As soon as I showed my face in the camera, you should have sensed it, like, oh, that girl knows what she's talking about. Oh, that girl, Let me stop with that was a demonic entity, y'all. Let me go on with the story. So the entity continues to tell friend one, had the nerves, the audacity, not even showing your face. We don't even know how you fucking look like. We just know you're wearing dark. Had the nerves to say, yeah, because if she doesn't get something done, if she doesn't get work done now, what was the same words? Your life is not gonna change. You're going to be stuck. Continues. The entity continues as if trying to play on friends one mentality, friend one mindset. Now friend one, it doesn't know anything about magic or spirituality like that. Although friend one is learning, friend one is not interested in doing these type of things. They're just praying to God. They're that's the kind of person that friend one is. So anyone that looks at friend one, they'll probably try to feed off their vulnerability or their naiveness, because that's what psychics who don't have any value, psychics who are fucking scammers, fucking do. They see the weakness in you and they work on it. This entity said, and your kid's life, they won't get any better. You're gonna just go down. You're just gonna go downhill from here. And baby, I took that shit to the heart. You don't say that shit to my friend, right? And then said, yeah, whatever you do, this is your last. Oh, this is the exact words. This is your last chance. I'm your last hope. Excuse me? Yo, if that person, that entity was near me, I'd probably spit on that person. I'm not even gonna lie. I probably would really punch that person. Because who the fuck in the entire universe are you to tell a person that their life will go down, that they don't got any hope? Who are you to feed that type of seed to somebody and say, yeah, because if you don't take my services, life is not going to work for you. I'm your last hope. No, bitch, you ain't nobody hope. First of all, hope in your vocabulary as a demonic entity as you are shouldn't even fucking exist. Yo, I moved to the other side of the room and I was like getting friends one attention. Like, friends one like looking at me like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Like, nah. There's some underhand shit right here. You trying to scare somebody's life. You're lying. You're planting seeds in people's lives that is not even fucking true. You're trying to scare somebody to make some money. That was it for me. And everything after the entity said that, I just knew it in my intuition. I knew it. But the spirits was telling me, I just fucking knew it. I'm like, yeah, the motherfucking shit. This is the reason why when anybody asks me, oh, do you want me to pray over this? Or do you want me to give your name so this person can help? Help me what? Help me do what? You don't see I'm in my own self-spiritual journey. What the fuck do I need help for? Don't you see that I'm healing myself? Don't you see that I got it? Don't you see I got spirits? I know what I'm talking about. I don't need anybody to come over here and mumble, humble, jumble, jinx, hex, curse my motherfucking life. When people are speaking negativity over your life, they're just trying to curse you. That's called evil eye. They're trying to evil eye your life. You protect your energy, that shit won't happen. Now, mind you, there's some things where you do go to psychics where they can help you, because sometimes the people can't see the spirits. They can't feel the spirits. They don't know what's going on. It's a lot of people that are not spiritual, hence why the reasons why we're here. The point of the video is that you need to be careful who you give your money to, who you give your name to, who you give your picture to. And me being intuitive, I knew that I was like, it was just in my mind. Even after friend one hung up, friend one told me how uncomfortable she was. She was like, give me Florida water. Friend one getting on my wave, yo. Light some incense, throw some salt or whatever it is that you do, right? Cleanse your energy, protect your energy. Sea salt and salt is an amazing way, to put a barrier over your house, to cleanse your house, to keep your house protected from evil and low vibrational spirits. So friend one was like, I was so uncomfortable. I was reciting some type of, the person is obviously Muslim, so she was reciting Quran in her head while she was talking to the person. I feel like if you know that you're uncomfortable and somebody's making you uncomfortable, hang the fuck up, because it's called boundaries. Goodbye, no, we don't do this here. We don't entertain low vibrational energies. And so friend one continued to tell me how uncomfortable she was, right? And so now the video, actually, they didn't hang up. They got disconnected, which I think that was the spirits, the universe, because it's like, motherfucker, you're not going to hang up because you're being all nice and respectful and whatever the fuck it is, so we just going to have to hang up for you. And so after this was over, friend two left her some voice messages and said, "That's not what I expected. I thought it was just a prayer." Yeah, that's not what we all expected. You know, we didn't expect somebody to be in the dark, going like this and doing some type of demonic gestures, okay, and sounding like that. I feel like when you go to somebody just off of their voice, if you're very intuitive, you'll know if they're a healer, or if they're a liar, or whatever the fuck there is. Again, I go by people's voices, and I'm sure many other psychics and intuitives go by people's voices. You could feel the energy behind the words. You know, like if somebody says a certain word, you listen to the energy. It's just, I don't know how to explain how I do it. It just comes, you know, you're just listening to the energy of the words that people are saying. And so in my head, I was so boggled because I'm like, yo, something ain't fucking right. I'm like, so what was the point of fucking calling and trying to scare somebody? First of all, the friend one didn't even talk about giving money. And I told friend one, y'all, stop fucking getting people involved in your fucking business. Whatever people's doing to you, you got enough people helping you, okay? You got about 2-3 people helping you, and that's fucking enough. You don't need to go tell every person in the world what's going on. You don't have to jump to every psychic, every healer, or whatever the fuck you want to call it to help you. There are people that's helping you, and that's not going to harm you while doing it. You got to understand, we have something called the soul. We have something called energy, whatever. We need to protect our spirits at all time, okay? We need to protect our energy. We don't need people coming to mess with our crown, okay? Crown is where your gifts are lying, okay? Where your gifts are. You know, you don't need nobody to come and fuck with that. You don't invite that demonic energy into your house. Mind you, when we deal with spirits, they're timeless, okay? They're not bound anywhere. They're timeless. They could be here and there at the same motherfucking time. It's not in my head because I'm a very smart individual, right? Very fucking smart and very intelligent. I'm like, no, something isn't fucking right. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, you're speaking to your spirits or whatever it is you do. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck was really all that about? Because that just didn't sit right. And on top of that, when friend one hung up, I always have candles burning. I have a blue candle on my nightstand, right? Blue candle is good for prophetic dreams, visions, harmony in the home, and all that good stuff, right? I'm going to do a video on candles, though. So my blue candle, as I'm looking at it now while I'm talking, actually got really dark on the top, okay? It got really, really dark in the top of the candle. It's a 7-day glass candle, and it got really dark on the top. So I'm telling friend one, I said, look, I'm like, look at the candle. Look. That's a demon you're messing with. I'm like, look at the candle. Look at the candle. Was that candle like that when you were on the phone? Was that candle like that when you're on the phone? Because I have a thing of where I can't be around people and not say what I want to say when it comes to the truth, okay? Now, if something is obvious and blatant in your face and you act like you don't see it, we're going to tell you. We're going to let you see it. It's not to be rude. It's not to hurt anybody's feelings. It's not to come off as so motherfucking like aggressive. But it's the truth. Look at the fucking candle. The candle was black as shit in the motherfucking top. I'm like, yo, because again, candles pick up energy. That's why it's important you spiritually cleanse your house before you do any ritual. Money candle, love candle, open road candle, blockbuster candle, reversible candle, any type of it. Especially when you're doing love work and road opener work and money work. It's very essential. In health work, you need to make sure that your house is clean so no negative energy affects your candle. And so that candle, my other candle on my altar is okay, but that candle, that blue candle, picked up negative energy like a motherfucker. And so I'm like, I'm confused here because I'm like, I'm not really confused, but I'm just like boggled. I'm like, what was the point of that? What the fuck was he trying to really achieve? I'm sorry, y'all, because that motherfucker had bad energy, a very demonic energy, right? And so automatically off the bat, I was getting that this entity feeds off people's blood, human and animals. And as he was talking, I was actually seeing him, like, in certain practices like voodoo, African spirituality, yeah, sometimes it's necessary to do some sacrifices, okay? Depending on what you practice, right? And so, you know, people do animal sacrifices or whatever they do, but with this particular person, this entity, I think that, like, he kills the animals. The entity, like, kills the animals, and, like, it's like he feeds off the blood off of animals and humans. And stuff like that is very real all around the world, you know? And shit is not unheard of. You have people who are cannibalists, who eats humans, who... I mean, it's just disgusting ass shit, right? And so I seen that image in my head, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with African spirituality, nothing to do with any of these Santeria, whatever religions that anyone practice. This is demonic as fuck. It's like a vampire who feeds off of blood, you know? And so I was just like, what the fuck? And then so it hit me down about like in the next hour or half. It hit me. I was like, friend one, I was telling friend one, I said, friend one, that person wasn't a person, it was an entity. And this entity was cursing you. This entity was trying to curse you, you know? First of all, let's not even get into the curse part. Let's talk about discouraging people, saying that your life is not going to get better. I'm the last hope. I'm the last option. Who the fuck is you? Last option where? No, bitch, you about to be the last option. Keep talking that shit. And so, being very discouraging like that. I feel like when people come to readers, when people come to healers, when people come to people to help them with their private situations, right? Even when you do tarot card readings or psychic readings, I don't feel like you should leave people in such a bad state. Like, yeah, stuff happens because we don't take care of our energy. We don't control our mind, right? And simply people are evil, so they throw stuff at you and they say what the fuck they want, right? Because sometimes we can't control certain things, right? We can't control if somebody's going to throw magic at us. Jealousy does that. Envy does that, you know? We can control what people say about us because jealousy and envy does that, you know? And so, I believe that when you come to somebody, they should be able to uplift you. Like, they shouldn't be like, well, if you don't get the work from me, then I'm just your last option. No, you're not, because there's like 3 billion psychics out here, okay? And there's many people that will help you. And I believe that when you come to psychics and healers and intuitive people who are in your path, I believe that they should be able to help you in such a way where you feel good when you're done with this person. Like, when you get a reading with somebody, you should feel good. Like, even though there might be some type of challenge or obstacle or something that might be occurring in the future. That's what I always say in my cards. You're always able to direct your energy so you can avoid that. Or you just know what's coming to you and you know how to go about that situation, you know? I mean, but what the fuck kind of piece of shit human or entity somebody could be when they're saying that you ain't got no hope, that your life will not get better if you don't fuck with me? Oh, no, baby. Those are scammer words. You need to be very careful. You have people out here who practice dark magic all around the world. I don't care where you are, okay? There are people who practice very dark magic, and they will just simply use your name. They will simply use your picture or whatever. Now, that's why when you protect your energy, people could use all those things. They could fucking draw you on a piece of paper and put pins on your motherfucking ass, okay? Man, it's still not gonna fucking work. That's why you protect your energy. That's why you reverse candles. Also, this entity was telling friend one that, yeah, I do something where I could reverse it. Hello. We know about that. Her friend right here, she know. Kiki know. We know. So I just feel like I have to come in here and tell you guys this story because I was talking from experience, okay? I just feel like because I'm intuitive, I just know if someone's like, even if it doesn't make sense to me and I don't understand why my spirit says something or my intuition says something, I just still say it because the spirits are right. The angels know. Our intuition know. Our soul knows, right? Our soul knows when someone's good and when someone's bad. Our soul knows when someone is doing sneaky shit, when they being a manipulator, when they lying. Like, we just intuitively, we just fucking know. And so it's very careful. You have to be very careful who you give out your picture to, who you're being vulnerable with. You know, pay attention. Like, I don't feel like you should just give a picture to anyone that you really don't know, you know. I feel like you need to really do your research when you're dealing with psychics and dealing with people who are in that spiritual field, because you have people who have an intuitive eye, right? Like myself, there's people that have this intuitive eye, but they use that intuitive eye to work on people's vulnerability. Kindness for weakness. All around the world, whether you're that of the light or that of the dark, you have people. Just like you have people who follow religion and they don't follow religion and they're fake religious. It's the same shit with spirituality. You have people who pretend that they are so fucking spiritual and so high in all this, and that they could bring all the answers. They could bring you all the answers to your problems, all the solutions, and they ain't shit. They just working on your kindness. They just working on your weakness. They see your weakness and they feed on that. They feed on that. They feed on that. I just, I'm such a jokester that I just wanted friend one. I really wish friend one would have asked entity how much that the entity was charging, just to be funny. Like, I'd be fucking laughing, but that's just me. Sorry, I have to have this incense because that energy that I don't like speaking on that energy. I feel like we have to be very mindful of who we talking to, who we sharing our information with, who we give access to our energy field, who we're giving access to our pictures and our lives. We have to be very careful of that, because there are people who do have spiritual gifts, okay? Just like religion, you're a priest or whatever, and you're doing what you do. You're touching little boys. You're doing little shit. No offense to anybody. It's like that in the spiritual realm. There's frauds everywhere you go. Every religion you practice, everything you do is fucking frauds. And so you have to do your research. You have to listen to your intuition. You have to be a little bit logic here, people, right? You can't just be like, listen to what people say. Scammers, they always, to me, I know the energy from the voice, right? But scammers, you can always tell when the scammers doing something. Oh, they're like, oh, like, I'm your last resort. I don't know what the fuck they be saying. Like, I just said that from personal experience, right? But it's like, oh, I'm your last resort. Or, if you don't do this, you're going to die in this amount of days. Baby, like, I believe in God, right? And I believe in free will. So I believe that if someone says that to me, and if someone says that to any of you guys, you need to fucking run for the hills, okay? And you need to light you some white candles and do some reversals, because that motherfucker that says that to you don't have good intentions. It's one thing to tell people what you see and feel about their life and, use your gifts to help these people. But it's another thing to try to scare people to get fucking money. First of all, if you reside in the light, you'll always have money, okay? The spirits will make a way for you. But when you choose to be in the fucking dark, you ain't gonna have no motherfucking money. No pentacles for that ass, okay? You're not gonna have any money. And so I just feel like I don't feel the need where people are like overcharging these prices for no fucking reason, especially if you're a light worker. Like, yes, don't get it fucked up. Energy is not free, okay? Work is not free. Like when we're doing readings and we're doing work and we're doing all of this, yeah, it's not free. But it's not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. We understand the people who are intuitive and work with the light and work with good intentions, We understand that people still have to make a living. We understand that people still need money in their pocket. We understand that if we try to take an advantage of another individual, because a lot of times these people try to take advantage of another individual because of their kindness, they take it for weakness. We understand that those are consequences that we have to face. So I just felt the need to come on here and say that. Be very careful who you giving your money to. Be careful for who you venting to. Be careful who you sending pictures and names to, okay? People could do work with your picture. Magic on your picture. And if you're someone who don't know how to protect your energy and don't know how to use your mind properly, they can fuck your life up. They can fuck your head up. They can make you go fucking crazy, okay? Be very mindful of that. I'm a big believer that if you're trying to help people and you're trying to heal them, you show your motherfucking face. You be presentable. That entity was not presentable. I wish the fuck I would pay a motherfucking entity all the way on the other side of the motherfucking world. And you don't show me a goddamn face. And I hear a voice like that. Bitch, that shit was like a horror story, okay? A horror story. And so, again, I proceeded to go on about my beautiful ass night. Listening to music, right? Uploading these videos on YouTube, which they're still currently uploading, y'all, okay? The love readings. I think it was love, yes. And so the same blue candle that I had burning by my nightstand, which is still burning now, I happened to look at it, right? And sometimes like wax can accumulate on the side where you could read candles. Okay, I like to read my candles, right? But I read it from my intuition. And sometimes you can go on Google and see what these candles mean or whatever. But I really feel like it comes from intuition. Okay, again, very heavy emphasis on the intuition. Listen to your intuition. And I seen, it wasn't no wax on the side, but it was like, how the fuck can I explain it? I would say it's like debris wax, like a little leftover, but it wasn't blue. But my spirits do this, okay? Oh my God. So my spirits does this, right? And a thing where they show me people's faces or people, how people really are, their true colors to me through candles for some reason. Like when I told you on my last video that when I was talking to the narcissist, the one that I cut off in a week, when I was on the phone with this motherfucking narcissist, in my altar, one of my spirits' altar, my spirit guide, the face was shown to me in the candle. And I'm like, Kiki, what the fuck is that? I mean, intuitively, I knew what it was. But I was just so fucked up. I was like, what the fuck? Like, They will show you their face. Like the way my spirits do it, everyone's different, right? And so when I happened to look at the blue candle, I seen a face, like, but it wasn't a facial. Like I said, this person wasn't human. No bone in my body believes that this entity that was trying to fucking scam friend number one, okay, was fucking human. Because the face that I seen was so demonic in that candle, and I literally took a picture of it, like the eyes. It was like a little nose, a mouth. But the way it was like a demon from hell or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it wasn't a human. It was an entity. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, and I know I have a lot of wisdom, and I know that I have a lot of ancient wisdom, and I'm very smart, and I'm very intuitive. I'm like, I'm about to take a picture of this so I could show friend one what the fuck I was talking about. Because I'm somebody that when I talk, I like to prove the point, you know, like, and not prove the point as to like, oh, like, I told you I was right. No, just to show you that you can't be vulnerable like that. You know, when it comes to psychics, when it comes to these people that want to fucking leech on your energy and fuck your life up, you give your picture and your name to the wrong motherfucker, and your whole life will go upside down. And they'll do shit to you to make you keep coming back to them. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Use your fucking intuition. Use your mind, you know? Use your intellect. That's why we all have one. And so I took a picture and I did show friend number one. And friend number one was like, oh my God, yeah, that wasn't a fucking human. Which I'm pretty sure friend one believed that already last night, you know. Because friend one is listening to the advice that I give. Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I tell you something is off, it's fucking off, okay? So this is why I had to come in here and tell you guys, okay? Like for the third, fourth time. You be careful who you give your money to. Be careful who you're giving your energy to. Be careful who you're giving your pictures to. If you want to go see somebody to help you, which is fine, everyone needs help, you make sure you see that person's face. You make sure you read that person too, because everyone has the ability to read. You pick up the energy, okay? So a lot of people who can look at you and tell you who the fuck you are, regardless of what anyone is saying. And so you make sure that this person presents to you themselves in such a nice way that you know that this person will genuinely help you. Look into their heart and the compassion that they have for people, okay? Because just like in religion, in the spiritual streets, there are people who will scam the shit out you. And, you know, I've never really encountered a fake psychic, to be honest. Have I? I don't think I've ever encountered a fake psychic. But you know why? Because I don't go get readings. And I'm just sorry to say I'm not better than anyone. I don't feel the need to be better than anyone. You know, I don't feel the need to act or talk like I'm better than somebody or smarter than anybody. What it is that every time I wanted to get a reading, my spirits were like, bitch, you don't need a reading because you know. You don't need a reading. Pull out the cards and you'll know what the fuck you want to know. So every time I wanted to get a reading, which wasn't too many times, something told me, no, don't get it. Why would you get it? Like, Kiki, you're a whole reader. You can read your own energy. You don't need someone to tell you what your fate is going to be. And that's why every time I do cards, I tell people you're never stuck. Because 99% of the time, okay, 90% of the time, I would say that people are stuck because of that's what they created in their mind. That's a mind block that they created in their head. That's the reality that they created, whether we want to accept it or not. You create the stagnant and stuckness. It's one thing to create that in your reality than for someone to be throwing black magic on you, you know? Two different things. And so a lot of people's tragedies that happen, and I'm not to say this to offend anybody, but a lot of people who go through tragic shit, I'm not talking about deaths because deaths are fucking normal. People who are experiencing bad lives is because the way that their mental is. And if you sit down and you observe this person's mentality, okay? Like I said, sometimes I just see people's mentality and I'm like, that's why you live the way you live. You know, you limit yourself. You have a big ass fucking brain as a fucking machine and you're limiting your mind. I don't know why. I don't know why people do that. I mean, it's not my business, but I'm just saying. A lot of people that are going through tragic shit, they really have that in their mind. There are people, and I know this from experience, that sit around and think the worst and go and have a lot of fear in their head. And you know this because of the words that come out their mouth, the thoughts that they have in their head, how they're living their fucking life. You know this. That's just a good example right there of how people are making a tragedy of their fucking lives, okay? And so, a lot of these things that happen in their life are just a mindset. Now, yes, you can't control how people are going to treat you. Now, I understand if somebody comes and treats you in a bad manner, you don't blame yourself for that, okay? But I do believe that we have control over who we let into our environment, who we let into our reality, what we expect, the standards we have, the boundaries we have. So even if a person is trying to throw you some black magic or throw you some shit, if your mind is focused like, oh, no black magic could work on me, you know, because I create my reality. If you're consciously creating your reality, ain't no fucking black magic gonna touch you. Because now someone else doesn't have the privilege to create your life for you. And so that's why we all talk about when you use your mind in such a productive way. And when you step into your power and create your reality, no one else can alter your reality for you. And a lot of times when we read people's energy, or we see like, oh, this is something that you brought upon yourself. How dare you give your power over to somebody that don't mean no good to you? You shouldn't give your power over to anybody, good or bad, actually. And so I just be I don't know. I don't judge people, but I just feel like if you're very conscious and you know that you create your own reality, why would anyone want to self-sabotage themselves? You know, why would anyone want to walk the path of destruction when you know that your mind creates your reality, your thoughts, your emotions, your vibration that you're vibrating on really creates your reality, you know? Why would you alter that and go down the wrong path, the path of destruction, you know? So that's mind-blowing to me. So but that's how when I do tarot readings, I simply say what the situation is, the energy I'm picking up, the current energy, the past energy, or the future energy, right? And so I always tell people when like stuff that's not really nice comes up, I'm like, you have the courage, the power to really create your reality and change the situation around. Because nobody is ever stuck. You choose to be stuck. Either you stay stuck or you evolve. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I am the black sheep of my family, I stand tall and I stand my ground and I say what I believe in, and no one's gonna come and alter my reality for me. So because I create my own reality, the people are we call the psychic vampires, the energy vampires that try to attach to my energy but they can't, but they're so desperate. Those type of people who try to come into my reality, I don't allow them. Like, yes, this is my reality and my bubble. And so now if you're outside throwing daggers at me, that's your fucking problem, not mine. You choose to stay stuck and you choose to do that, even though you see Kiki as a beautiful piece of creation and she's going to evolve any fucking way, right? So it's very important, okay, going back to the subject, that we take control of our lives, that we choose who we go to wisely, okay? Whether it's tarot cards reading, because people can manipulate you using tarot cards. Let me tell you that. People can manipulate you using tarot cards, okay? And I never personally experienced that because I don't feel the need to go to a reader. Like, yes, I have a friend who does cigars on me, right? Here and there. But even though, shout out to you though, but you know, I'm not trying to say nothing bad, but even though that my friend does cigars on me, I would just go with what my intuition tells me. And it's not to disregard her work or disregard what she's saying. You know, she does be very accurate and she says things that are very fucking true, right? But it's to just because I still, even though I got this reading, I still understand that I create my reality. And so if she tells me something that's not really that good that I want to hear, what do? I fix my energy. What do? I fix my energy in such a way where none of the bullshit could touch me. And that's why I said I create my reality. I'm in my own bubble, and it's not my problem if someone else is trying to come inside my bubble that they can't break, okay? So be very mindful of these people that you're paying, these people that you are going to. Be careful of the, you know, like there are things that do cost in the spiritual realm, yes, but be careful of the outrageous prices, you know, it's unnecessary, you know, and I'm not one to talk on anybody and what they do with their prices. Everyone has to make a living, you know, but I'm just saying, just be careful of the words, listen to your intuition, listen to your soul, and see how this person really, number one for me, I would say, see how you feel around this person, because we all have intuition. We could be around somebody and we could be like, I don't feel comfortable about this person. Just like friend one last night was not comfortable at all. So just listen, listen to what's going on, okay? Listen to, I just seen 818, y'all. So listen to what's going on, how you feel. Listen to your body and see, is this a person? Ask God, the universe, show you a sign. Should I get this reading? Or should I give this person? You know, because when you're giving away your life, and you're giving away your name and your picture, and you're giving somebody permission to help you in your life, if you're giving it to the wrong people, this person can also destroy your life, you know? They can also sabotage you and do stuff to your life because you gave your trust and your power. You said, here you go. And so this person was like, oh, okay, I'm about to fuck her life up a little bit. And so that way she'll always come running back to me. Hell no. And do you know, I just want to speak because now the spirits got something to say, right? Do you know that when people do that, there are just consequences. Let's just say consequences, okay? So you can't say that you work for spirit and that you're that of the light and this, and you're out here badgering and hurting people, and you're trying to use that to your advantage. And that's why I said there are people who are so religious and be like, I swear to God, I put my hand on the Bible, or I put my hand on the Quran, or I do this. They're the same type of people like that in spirituality who use these spirits as a vessel to get to people. And so I don't know what kind of fucking stupid mockery shit is that, because in the end of the day, you still gotta then you gotta pay debt to that spirit. You don't play around with spirits. One thing that I can generally say that I'm learning in the spiritual journey is you don't play with spirits, okay? Don't go invoking spirits. Don't go doing rituals that you don't know nothing about, okay? That's why there are people like us or other people who know what the fuck we're doing. Some of us have the power in our hands to do what we do. We're just doing that. There are some people who should not be touching magic. Specifically the ones who do black magic, okay? Magic is not your thing. I've seen people trying to do black magic on me, and I know it intuitively. I know it energetically. These people try to do black magic. Magic ain't your thing, honey. Everyone has their gift. Like I said in another video, everyone has their gift. Everyone has a gift of, you have a gift of being a construction worker. That's your gift. Not everyone can be a construction worker. It's the same way with magic, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you can't do magic rituals. You definitely can when it comes to yourself. But what I'm saying is that when you're trying to do rituals where you're trying to self-destruct people and do outrageous shit and mess with people's free will, nah, you ain't got the power to do that, shorty. Period. Okay? So, it's very important that we pay attention to how people make us feel. The energy that's coming out their mouth. Because energy is really the first language of everything. It's the first language of the universe, okay? There ain't no motherfucking English, French, whatever the fuck, Portuguese. None of that shit, okay? It's energy. Listen to the energy. What we need to start doing is listening to people's energy. So, again, we should always listen to our intuition and be wise who we give our pictures to, our name to, who we trust to do work on us. Because there are some people who will give away their power and help tell psychics to help them or whatever the fuck it is that you want to help you. And these people probably have gifts. And this person is draining you of your gift, stealing your gift. What the fuck? And I always was the one to say, and now as I look back at my spiritual journey, I will never no, I'm not initiated, you know? Yes, I do work with the Orishas, but I'm not initiated. Olegwa initiated me himself through my dream. I don't believe, and everyone's belief is different, you know? I don't believe going around a whole group of people or whatever to get initiated. I don't believe that you choose the spirits either. The spirits choose you. You don't choose the spirit. Now, sometimes if you do want to work with a spirit and it's justable, remember, when you come to spirit, come with clean intentions. Because if you come with negativity, baby, you finna pay. Don't play the spirits like that. Don't play the spirits. Humans last, spirits don't. Spirits know your intention before you even come to them. And so, no, I never went to go, I was never baptized. First of all, I grew up in a Muslim household. I'm not Muslim anymore, right? Obviously, I'm a free spirit. I never went for anyone to initiate me, you know? I don't feel the need that I have to go somewhere where someone's going to do a whole ceremony on me to be that of the light. No, I am somebody that the spirits chose me. And everyone's journey is different. Some spirits may want you to go, okay, and go into a group or a ceremony and get initiated or whatever it is that you call it. My personal experience and my journey, I'm that of the light. I'm a light worker. I'm a free spirit. I didn't go anywhere to get initiated. The spirits chose me. The spirits, if they want you to work with them, they will choose you. You don't go and get to choose what you're doing. Now, if you want to, again, example, people petition Oshun a lot, right? If you want to petition Oshun and ask for something, abundance, fertility, maybe you're trying to get pregnant and you want to petition Oshun, which is Oshun is known everywhere. Oshun is associated with Beyonce. Everyone says her and Beyonce, right? If you're doing that, that's probably different. The spirits will see. It's the spirits. It's not my business or my job or my thing to tell you, oh no, your petition won't be granted. No, that's solely up to you and the spirit. The spirit chooses if they want to work with you or not. The spirit chooses to see if they want to grant your request or not. I'm just somebody that's never been initiated. Yes, Allegra did initiate me in my dream, and it was just a beautiful experience, but the spirits choose you. So every time someone, like, I think twice, someone was like, oh, we're having this little thing get together where, I guess, for, like, the spirits or something like that. In my calling and my path, and everyone's different, I'm not trying to offend anybody, I don't feel like I should have to go somewhere to be closer to spirit. No. I sit right in my house, and I sit right with my altars and sit with my spirits. I don't have to go anywhere outside of myself to connect with spirit. And I feel like a lot of these ceremonies, some of them do be genuine, right? But some of them don't. These higher people, these priests, these babalos, they try to steal your gifts. So why would you, if you're someone who's so gifted and so whatever, why would you go put that in someone else's hand? I'm just not doing it. And this is why I say I don't follow religion. This is why I say I'm not binded to anything. My soul is free. That's what matters. My soul isn't binded to anything. My soul is absolutely fucking free. So I could choose when I die if I want to be an ascended master, if I want to be this. I get to choose that because I have free will and I kept my soul. I didn't have to sell my soul to do anything. So that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to go off topic here, because that is a whole video for another day. But just be mindful of who you go to, because you have people who trick you. You from what I hear, you probably have people who want to fake initiate you. No, the spirits initiate you. That's just my belief. I've never been to no ceremony, okay? The spirits initiate you. If the spirits choose you and that's really your calling path, because we all have our own paths in this life, they'll choose you. They'll find a way. Don't worry. The spirits will come. Trust me. So yeah, be very mindful. Don't give away your picture like that. Don't give away your name. Don't give away your birth date so easily, because people use that. They try to read your chart. They try to read you up on your birth chart. They try to, it's a lot of negative manipulation going on here when it comes to the energetic world, But, just know that if you are, I don't know why I have to say this, but if you are a victim of black magic and you feel that you're being psychically attacked, my heart goes out to you. But, you do have to make wiser decisions, and you do have to cut off the people in your circle that's not good for you. And you also have to do some cleansing, all right? Because all the people that do black magic on you, in the end, they lose. They never won. If you have to do black magic, that means you're clearly beneath somebody. And I'm not somebody that puts myself on this pedestal, but I do have boundaries, and I do have standards. And if you come to me with bullshit, you might get punched, okay? So yes, so just be very mindful, because there are fake psychics everywhere. There's people of all religions and races that are fucking fake as fuck, okay? And the inauthentic for me, it's really the inauthentic for me, okay? Sorry, y'all. Okay? It really is like the fakeness. It's just, I can't. So we have to all come together and start consciously creating our life and our destiny that we want, and step into our life purpose, and not give over our when you give somebody your name, you're giving them power over your roots or whatever the hell that you want to say it. But you're giving a piece of your blood to someone to work on, and that's not okay, So be very mindful of who you speak to, who you're connecting with. Go by your intuition, and always see somebody's motherfucking face, okay? Now, there are tarot card readers that don't show their face on YouTube. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, and I'm not attacking them. But what I'm saying is that you could still get their vibe. You could still see their vibe, You'll still see their picture, okay? And, I'm not somebody that believes that if I show my face that somebody might psychically attack me. Psychically attack me then. Do it then. Okay? It's not going to work. I protect my energy. When you control your reality and you're consciously creating, no one can affect you, duh, So I just feel like that's a big thing. And even though you might see someone's face and they might be fake, go by your intuition, Go by reviews. People leave reviews all the time. Go by reviews. And if not, then go by your intuition, Get you a goddamn white candle. Hell, if you don't trust anybody, get you a white candle. Put it right here and meditate and ask for answers. The soul knows the answers. All you got to do is ask. Yeah, so just be very mindful. I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. I thought that was hilarious, and I thought it was horrible at the same time, because how are you trying to tell somebody that they don't have any hope? That's not your place to say that to anybody. I don't care what situation you're in. If you could create a better mindset, if you could create a better reality for yourself, you're not going to be stuck, because the universe has no choice but to follow the vibration you're emitting. So if you're emitting lies and gossip and bullshit and deceit, that's the same shit that's going to come back to you. Vice versa, if you emit happiness and all that, that's going to find its way back to you. And I'm speaking from experience, because I know. Every time I put positivity out, and that's what comes back and finds me, okay? So yeah, just be very mindful who you give your money to. And there are people who will take your money and also work on your money. Be very mindful of that. There are some witches out here and root workers out here, and just like myself, there are people just like me, but not like me because they don't have a good heart if they're doing it. That will work on your money. They'll really work on your money. They'll fuck your life up just so they could have you as a fucking client to come back to. Use your intuition. Don't trust everybody that you run into. Okay, even if these psychics are telling you your whole life story, again, they could see. And some of them don't have a good heart, and some of them, they don't work from compassion. They're not a light worker. They just want the money. It's a difference between working for your money and being honest about it than going around trying to scam people, scare them out their fucking life to get money. What the fuck? I could just imagine that entity telling millions of other people stuff like that, and they're so vulnerable that they fall for it. I wish a motherfucker to this day would tell me some shit like that. It's not good. So yeah, guys, I just want to come on here and say that. It's very mind-boggling. I believe that, I am divinely guided and protected, right? But I do believe that the spirits show me things through experience. That's why I like to speak through experience. I do, like, they show me, and it's like, you really can't make these type of experiences up. You can't make the spiritual realm up. You can't make energy up, Energy is energy. It's just simply that, and it's very important to conduct your energy in a proper way. But the spirits always have their way of communicating to me and showing me things, So that's why I'm like, oh no, I'm about to go on YouTube and whatever and fucking speak my motherfucking truth. And like I said before, if somebody doesn't want me to speak, that's their problem. Because if my truth bothers you, then that means that you're just very inauthentic, And so every time people who speak the truth, they always get attacked the most. I do notice that people, especially, people will really hate on you and try to defame you. But in the end of the day, you just lose, because no one's going to play anyone's game with them when it comes to the truth. The truth will always prevail. The truth will always come out. And truth will always come out in the light. Look at these people who do drugs, or look at these people who are sexually abusing people. Look at these people who are doing so wrong, and in the end, it comes out. The truth always comes out. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody could sit here and sell you a motherfucking dream with their words, okay? The truth will always prevail. The truth will always prevail. And so just be very mindful of who you're dealing with, who you're giving your pictures out to. Burn white candles. If you feel like you're being psychically attacked or something, burn white candles. Get you some incense. Cleanse your house out. Sage your house out. It really doesn't take that much to really cleanse your house out. Now, if you're dealing with bad spirits, yeah, then you can go to a psychic and you need help. Of course you're going to need help with people who throw black magic and darker spirits at you like that, Especially if you're in a mind state where sometimes you could be naive or vulnerable or whatever. Yeah, of course you're going to need help. But, try to use wise discernment and your intuition to when to go ask for help and when you can really do the work yourself. Because there's some work that you could really do yourself, Candles, incense, fixing your mind. It's not all the time going to pay anybody, Now, if you don't know about the spiritual realm and whatever, that's very different, I do believe in helping all people, but I also do believe that you should be using wise discernment when you're going down this path or when stuff is happening in your life, And I feel like a lot of stuff can be avoided if we fix our mentality and we fix our energy in such a way where no one can affect us, okay? Yeah, and I just seen 303, wow, where I just feel like when we use our minds and our energy and our mental energy in such a way, nothing can really affect us, Yes, I solely believe that the tarot cards are used to, really find out what's going on in the situation, but also most of them situations stem from mental baggage. It stems from what we think in our mind. Like, you know, sometimes if we think we're just worth somebody who keeps beating our ass, that's what we're going to attract. Like I said, it's hidden trauma in us sometimes. So let's just be mindful of the energy that we're attracting towards us in our life, inside our home, okay? So yeah, that's what I wanted to come in here and say. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it helped you guys. Thank you for everyone who's sending me nice messages and positive notes. I do appreciate it. You know, because this is the channel where we speak our truth. And if you want to share your story with me, just comment below or email me. And if you want a reading, just book below. And let me do readings now, because, you know, it always takes 2 or 3 days to, like, upload all of my videos. So I'll be doing general readings. So I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. It is nice outside, okay? And, yeah, Ashe. Thank you for watching.